This is Gary. He used to live in this village, but unfortunately his people abandoned it here. And you can't really blame them because look at what we got and look at what they got. So today we're going to give their village a complete makeover and build the coziest, the cutest, and the jolliest village they have ever seen. Now, when I say makeover, I mean obliterating everything to the ground and rebuilding it from scratch. So let's grab our trusty tools and put them to work. Well, that's officially the first task done out of the 1000 others. We've gotten rid of the old homes, but the terrain is very broken for some reason. So before we start planning the structure of the new village, we need to patch up all of the holes. We mined some dirt as naturally as possible and then got to work again. Alright, we are finally done preparing the land for the new village, so we can scratch them off the objectives board, and now we can quickly tackle the next task, which is adding an outline of the new village with walls. Also, we had the same issue in the previous video where fences and walls became all sorts of random variations in the replay recordings. I found out that the problem is caused by the diagonal fences and diagonal walls mod, so I might consider uninstalling these mods because this is starting to really bother me. I mean, look at this, it really does not look good. Anyways, now we can finally mark the beginning of a new cliffside community by building the first building. To prevent a chaos of buildings scattered around everywhere, we're going to create the layout of the village. But there was one building I already knew the perfect location for. Right here besides the hillside meadow, there is an elevation. This place seems like it would catch a lot of wind, so what's better than a windmill? We began by building a big rock to have the windmill stand on top of it, but since we were winging it, the rock didn't look as pretty as I wanted it to be. So we decided to design the windmill first and then build it into the world. Instead of having the windmill rely on just a rock to carry it, we also built a balcony right at the ground floor, and then we started the base of the windmill itself and chose a mix of stone and mossy stone variants to give a sense of life and history. For the second floor, we used white terracotta with little flower pots in front of the windows, and for the third floor, we put a triangular roof with, of course, the sails to catch the wind. Dude, this looks so good. It's just as the way I want the whole village to look. Okay, now let's move on because we have much that awaits. We went back to the objectives board to see what's next. We're going to make a guide for where we'll build all of the different homes, shops, and other buildings. We marked the locations with a simple block and a sign, and here are the building ideas we came up with on stream. A gatehouse, a welcome traveler board with a map of the village, a marketplace, a cat cafe, I'm going to love this one, a water wheel, a bakery, a lumberjack, a blacksmith, an attire shop, an archery, an inn, and a bunch more stuff that I somehow missed in the edit, but take a look at this beautiful MS Paint map. There is only one issue with this map, its size. You'll see what I mean with the next build, so let's just move on to that. Before beginning collecting all the items, I spent some time clearing the area for the marketplace. Now as you can see, the area that we're clearing is quite big, and this is the reason why I said the map that we created was totally off scale. But let's just get started with building the marketplace and we'll see what we do with the space later. We need a ton of materials for this marketplace, believe it or not, and one of the materials we need a load of is wood, spruce wood to be precise. And as you can see, our stowage is running low. So for me, this is the perfect opportunity to show you how I usually get my spruce. And this is the best way, you can't tell me otherwise. You tower up with some dirt and you put your saplings on top of it. Then you obviously bone meal it, and now you can just mine into it like a staircase to to go to the top. And when you reach the top, don't go down just yet. Just place some more dirt and keep on growing trees. And just keep going up and up until you think that you have enough wood. And then all that's left to do is just go down. Now the next mega amount of items we need is wool. And this is gonna be problematic. I think there's something wrong with my texture pack. What's going on? Oh boy, there's no text at all. Oh, my game crashed. All right, there we go. We're back. So the reason wool is problematic is because it is super expensive to make certain stuff. For example, look at this banner. It cost me 6 wool just for one. It's ridiculous. So we're just going to grab a few fences and we're gonna put them down like this. There we go. I hope the cows won't mind me lending their food. And now what we're gonna do is look for some sheep. Oh, hello there. But we're not going to just look for any sheep. If we go up here, and this is a place only people who tuned into my early streams will know, we will find the first sheep that we used for wool in this world. His name is Shep. Wait, there's wolves down here. I'm pretty sure they're stuck. Okay, hold on. We're gonna take Shep and now let's go down here. Okay, that's one. Now I need the other one. Come on. There we go. Shep, I'll come back for you, Shep. Don't you guys think that you're gonna be my pets? There's nothing that can replace paws. But don't worry, I'll find you two an owner. For now, just warm up over here. That must have been cold down there. All right, Shep, let's go. And he's officially the first sheep of the farm. Okay, I spent an entire day in this forest and I couldn't find a single sheep. So tomorrow we'll explore the south with Spot. All right, on we go. We found 2 sheep not so far away from our base actually. You two are going somewhere far better. Now that they're here, I'm going to end this search for sheep and just breed them. And until we have more wool, we have plenty of other items to craft. Guys, I have some news to share with you. Shep has officially made a baby, and he's already a big boy. We almost have all the items for the marketplace, but obviously we're still lacking the wool. So we're gonna go on an adventure again with Spot to just find some wild sheep to shear. It seems we have a herd right here. Since we're close to the jungle, let's also grab some jungle wood and some saplings. Oh, wow. Oh man, look at this view. Do you see that over there? That spike you see in the middle is the castle. Man, I said it in the last video. We can see the Moonlit Sanctuary from literally everywhere in the world. It is so beautiful. I somehow forgot we could literally make a string duper, and if stream chat hadn't reminded me, I would have never thought of it. I believe the windmill is the perfect location to build it, so we're going to clear out the basement for some space. Building a string duper is actually one of the easiest things to do. I would even argue that it's one of the easiest farms out there. And now all we need to do is mine the string and flick the lever, and there we go. While waiting for the string to dupe, we also decorated the basement, and finally our wool problem is solved. However, before crafting all the wool items, there is one last task we need to finish, and that is finding a sunflower so we have an infinite source of yellow dye. There it is, finally. Okay, we can actually get started on this marketplace. Oh, there's powdered snow here. Come on, Spot, you can get out of here. Oh, did I hit you? I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I keep hitting him. Please, I can't break that block. Spot, come here. Come on, Spot, no, Spots, no. Oh dude, he's so low. Spot, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm such a bad person. He almost died. He was on 2 hearts, dude. I'm so sorry, Spot. I had nothing to heal him with either. But this is the last time I'm leaving on a journey without food on me. Wait, you guys are telling me I can feed him gapples? Take him all, Spot. Oh my god, if I knew. I will not lose you as well. That is not happening. We need to free these guys before going home. I can't believe these monsters imprison such cute creatures. Let's go, buddies. You're a bit of a clumsy one, aren't you? I'm bringing you somewhere much better. You two need name tags now. It's a good thing we can craft name tags. Let's call one Tinkerbell and the other Pixie. Now that we have yellow dye, it's just a couple of items I need to craft before building the marketplace, so I'll be right back. And now we can build this marketplace with 2 helping hands. Oh, never mind. It seems that I've made an error. Okay, there's one last journey we need to go on, and that is to get cacti so we have green wool, or better said, green dye. And I hope that on that journey we find some tulips because we need those as well. this little cacti farm underneath the moss farm, but obviously it is not that fast. I'm just gonna let this run while we look for more cacti in the world. Dude, look at this crazy sandstorm going on over here. The weather was perfect until I started looking for cacti. Anyway. Looks like we have a village just down this hill. Wait, hold up. Is that a camel? Or is it a llama? I can't even tell from here. We gotta take a closer inspection. Hello, Sir Iron Golem. Hey guys, what's up? Just passing through. No way, they actually have a camel. That's wild. Also, what is going on with my FPS right now? Finally made it home. Look at that donkey just taking in the view up there. Okay, I put my stuff away and I'm actually going to go and grab that donkey. I'm pretty sure Spot would appreciate a friend. Hello, donkey lady. How you doing up here? Hello, Spot. I brought you a friend finally. Now you're not alone all the time. All right, you guys just get to know each other. Unfortunately, on our journey, since we went to some deserts, we didn't find any tulips. However, after taking a look at the map, we found this flower forest that is just straight to the west. But before that journey, we walked into the forest to find some chickens. You're not a chicken, are you? After a short period of looking, I found one, and not too long after, I found a second one. They had a baby, and now they live in the local lake. They're actually ducks, not chickens. But now let's go grab these tulips so we can get started with the marketplace. Oh, look at this lovely village right next to the flower forest. Now that we have all the materials, we can start putting down this marketplace. For now, we're just going to put down the stands, and later when we are done with the structure of the entire village, I am planning on putting something right in the middle, but I won't spoil it just yet. Are all standing in place. Did you get the little word joke I did there? But some shops have armor stands that we haven't put down yet, so let's do that as well. This is the final shop's name. And there we go, we're done. It's obviously still very bland, but I love how detailed the stands are. Anyway, we'll come back to this place later on in the video. There is something that we need to do before moving on to the next building. We've seen quite a few zombie villagers, and if we want them to stay here, then we need to make them a temporary home. Somewhere where we can heal them and somewhere where they can sleep. So I had the idea of building a refugee camp right here next to the village, or what's about to be the village. It's just going to be a tent with some beds where they can temporarily stay until all of their homes are finished. And there we go. It's nothing too fancy, but I think it's alright. Like I said, it's temporary, so we will break this down after the village is done. Anyways, now we can finally move on to the next building, and guess what it's going to be? It's going to be the cat cafe. I honestly have been waiting to build this. I'm really curious how I'm going to pull this off. For the build itself, it's just going to look like a regular cafe, but obviously in a medieval style. But on the inside, we're just just going to have a lot of cats. I also thought I was the first person to do this idea, but my chat told me that someone in Hermitcraft has already done it. So I'm the second person to do it then. We're going to start with a rough outline of the ground floor. I hope this size is good to work with. The upper floors will have more space. Let's quickly grab a variety of stone blocks. We're going to build a placeholder wall and then replace it with texture. We're gonna have a balcony wrapping the front, so even though I don't have a clue on how to do this yet, we're putting down the general idea. Now let's properly texture these walls. We need to figure out a way to support this balcony realistically. Old medieval buildings usually had stone bases, with the second floor being made out of a lighter material like wood and clay. The clay is those white walls you always see. They also had the tendency to have the upper floor stick out a little, and they supported it with these little wooden support beams, which I tried mimicking here. We then got to working on the second floor, and I immediately began detailing everything. Also, these fences are spruce, not crimson. It's the diagonal fences mod messing up again. And just a heads up, it's going to continue to happen throughout the video because I can't delete the mod without losing access to all the replay recordings. Anyways, you can see all the small windows I put down, and even though we're not done detailing, it already looks really cute. We detailed the floor a little more with some pots, plants, and other greenery, and then moved on to cutting out the rest of the windows at the back and detailing those. I tried to come up with as many different window designs as I could. Then we quickly put down the ceiling of the second floor and we began working on the final floor. That's right, this cafe has 3 floors, the top floor being the place where the owner will live, obviously. I'm not joking when I say that everything will be immersive. We first cut out the windows. I especially like this one, it reminds me of Kirby. Then we put down a railing at the balcony because I thought about it, and then we started detailing the windows from the outside. To build the roof, we first descended into the mines and obtained some more deep slate. We built the skeleton of the roof and then put in the tiles. It consists mostly out of blackstone because I love the soft but dark texture, but just to have some extra details, I put in a couple of deep slate blocks. I really like how it turned out. It has a smooth curve to it that makes it look all the more cozy. We built a little chimney and finished the sides of the roof with, of course, more windows. We spent some time hanging vines around the exterior, and now it's time we put the focus on the interior. This is no joke, guys, we have an incredible amount of space to work with. I took some inspiration from my recent trip to Japan and made this room look as homely as possible. I surrounded the bed with some thin walls for extra privacy and coziness, and then moved on to the living area where we put down a small table surrounded with floor chairs. Now it was time for the ground floor. We built a bookshelf under the staircase and put the counter adjacent from it. At the counter, we made a sink and some extra shelves on the wall for storage. Then we began on the second floor and made the first table, which has a built-in grill, which was also inspired by my trip to Japan. Behind it, I built another table, which has a couch instead of chairs. Also, an important note, while building the cafe, we found 2 zombie villagers and now have slowly grown the community. Oh, and this happened too. I will show you the final result in a second, but to do that, we need some cats. And we need a lot of them. Like, a lot of them. We need a lot of them. This is where you cue the music. currently naming all the cats and putting them in their place, and this one is called Viper because in the streams I asked for name ideas, and for this build Viper's idea made the cut, so now Viper himself is part of this build and the lore of this build. Alright, we're finally done building this cafe. I'd give you a tour, but I kinda want to do that at the grand opening of the village when we also show the villagers their new homes. So you might have realized that we only have one building finished of an entire village. 2 if you count the windmill, which is not a home. But there's a specific reason to why it took so long. We built it entirely in survival. No schematic, no pre-planning, no nothing. And while I personally enjoy this way of building the most, if I want to publish videos, I need a faster way of doing it. So this brings us to the creative world. Here we'll design the remaining builds so we can construct them in the village. So let's fire up a live stream and get building. While I'm in the back idly building, I'm going to invite you over to my Patreon. If you're enjoying the content, please check it out too. For just $3.99 a month, you get exclusive content and early access to new videos. But for $9.99 a month, you get the real treasure. You gain access to all of my world downloads and also a massive library of over 120 schematics. Over 20 buildings from mega castles, village houses, and market stalls to over 35 window designs, over 40 decor assets, over 30 furniture pieces, and more things such as trees and special stuff. This library is only going to grow as we advance in this world. It's the best way to support me, and it brings me that extra step closer to making this into a livable career. I truly appreciate all of my Patreon members. You guys are legends. Alright, we built all of the remaining buildings faster than what it took us to build the cat cafe, but it was all worth it because the cat cafe was a good blueprint of parts I reused in other buildings. That is why they all have the same vibe to them, but they are still uniquely designed. But we of course need to build them for you to see them, since I probably blurred it in the edit for more tension. But like every building session, there is an item collection session that follows before. I've always wanted to try one of those 12-hour challenges you see all over YouTube, so we'll speedrun this item collection like our lives depend on it. Let's go! Want to thank all of you for the support on the last video. The amount of times your comments made me smile is just so awesome. This community is continually growing and it's my drive to keep making these videos. I'm going to do my best to up the pace of my upload schedule, and together we'll journey through this world with fresh new ideas. We are finally done. We got all the materials dumped in these chests behind me. Unfortunately, we failed the 12-hour challenge. I only went over it by 58 minutes. But honestly, I still think I did good. Anyways, I think it's finally time we put down these shops and houses so we can slowly move into villagers. built some custom trees which will really enhance the look of the village. These trees look really good, trust me on that. I did have a little bit of trouble while building them, but eventually I got the hang of it. After the trees, there will be one great build in the center of the village. I first was planning on a larger tree, but soon I thought of something far more lore and history focused. If immersive is what we're aiming for, this hits all the checkboxes. To match the vibe of the village, we're also going to update the roof of the cat cafe. This looks so cool. I call it the Statue of the Sword of Time. There's still two things missing from it though. One of which is actually really easy to make. Give me 1 second. We put this end rod upside down and then a white candle on top. And there you have it, the Sword of Time. And now the last thing missing from this entire build is something that we need to beat a 3-headed monster for. I think you all get the drill. We need 3 more of these things because I can't pick this one up. It's not my property. We're out of here. Let's summon the wither, baby. What? Oh! Okay, you know what? This is cool. This is cool. Let's run it. Baby! After that fierce battle, we returned home and grew some foliage around the plain fields within the village. We then healed some new villagers and grew the community because some accident happened to the old villagers. And before we wrap up this video by naming all the villagers and putting them in their respective locations, there is something I must be transparent about. This battle you just witnessed was from an alternative timeline. See, before the fight, some things happened. My world, it wasn't the same. We were going to the end because I didn't want to fight the wither in the overworld. On the surface, it would destroy everything, and in tunnels underground, it would be dangerous and lame. But while I flew to the end, my PC crashed. I rebooted my PC and fired up the livestream again. I loaded my world and things were different. Some things reset as though they never happened. My world wasn't properly loading chunks and everything was just laggy and slow. My achievements got reset and there was just something iffy about my game. Despite all of that, we went into the end and summoned it, the 3-headed beast. But then it came. The Lost Dragon. See, for those who haven't seen my previous video, we already experienced some wacky stuff when going to the end. After fixing it, we fought 2 dragons, but in the end, 1 dragon was desecrated, straight up sent into the gulag. That was the dragon who suddenly showed up again. Just like last time, I thought this was really cool and advanced into the battlefield, but I wish the dragon was the last glitch in this realm. When fighting the wither, my game suddenly... I'll just show you. What the heck happened? What happened? What happened? I'm recording. Oh, I didn't. Wait, did I? Are you joking? Are you joking? What the heck just happened? For a total of 15 seconds, my game was frozen, and in the end, I got served a death screen. I was devastated. The world I spent so long building, spending 2 months into the previous video and 3 months into this one, I felt robbed. This was unfair, and no one could have prevented this. So I contemplated. We talked with chat and then pulled it. In the end, we decided to rerun from a backup that puts us 3 hours back. Before the battle, before the witherhead hunt, but most importantly, before the crash. Now, how I feel about all of this, I'm sad. I'm scared people will hate me for rerunning the old save file, and to be honest, I was really unsure whether I should even tell you this in the first place. My chat had my back saying it was a secret, but to be honest, I've been transparent from the start, so I want to be transparent now too. Almost every second in this world was streamed here on YouTube and on Twitch. I believe this was the best way to take you with me on this journey, and I really hope that we can continue it too. Make sure to let me know what you're thinking in the comment section, and for now, let's just move on. One final block missing in the village. Let's dive into its designated place, and boom. We're officially finished. Man, I can't believe it. We still need to charge this beacon, so let's quickly go and grab something. We have one singular emerald left, so I think it will be nice to use it for a good purpose. Okay, unfortunately we can't get regeneration because the beacon isn't strong enough. Instead, we're just going to select speed. This is going to help us a lot while walking around here. Now, normally we'd be done by now. However, there's one final thing we need to do. Before we started the project, everyone watching the streams did a guess of which day it would be when we finish this project. And the person who guessed the closest to 1024 was Naui. But on top of that, many viewers came up with the ideas for what we're going to build and some of the names of these locations. So in honor of you guys, I'm going to go around and put you into this world. Broken Vault, I called you a vault fixer. SolarKit was always asking me if I built the bakery because he came up with the name that I liked. But to be honest, I kind of like Jay's idea more, which was Moon Muffin. So we're gonna call one of the people in here Jay, but SolarKit, I'm gonna name you as well, don't worry. This guy's called Lodorius because this building was actually put together by a buddy of mine, Ludo. Here we got Jay, SolarKit, Nani, and now we got Moy, which is Nani's dog, Valentin, Gojo, Jacopo, Bri, Sovereign, Blako, Fahim. There we go, Dravilius. By the way, I'm sorry if I destroyed the spelling of your name. I'm just doing this by memory. And then of course, lastly, we got Zeus. You know what, actually, that's better. And that's about it, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this second episode, and hopefully until the next one.